I relapsed on day 35. So I'm talking about my previous streak. These are some benefits which I noticed. I noticed that my jawline became sharper, more gaunt, as opposed to it being triangular. It looked more oval and more well-rounded. My spots were less noticeable because I had that NoFap glow. And they were still there because I zoomed in on them with a microscope, and there were little bumps, little blackheads all over my face. My body fat percentage decreased, and my muscle was more visible. It was like I was upgraded from being an 8-bit character to a 32-bit character. Moreover, people looked at me and saw me as being less two-dimensional. I got more free stuff, I got more compliments. With the free stuff, the shopkeeper gave me £15 worth of materials for £5. I denied the offer, but she was going to give me these things. I also noticed that with my enemies, or people who are perceived to be my enemies, we had less argumentative bouts. That's what we had. And as well as that, I noticed that I was more confident, that I spoke my piece more, I withheld information more, I was more assertive with my family. And I could also work out more. I did 30-item workout to perfection because I aimed at doing 60 reps for each one, about 30 to 60 reps, and I almost completed that. I became more moralistic. I knew what was right to do and what was wrong to do, and I knew what was appropriate to say in certain situations. Moreover, because I've felt more in tune with my emotions, I was more empathetic towards my family members, and I kept less things private from them. I would go out of my way to do things for my family members, whereas I didn't usually do stuff like that. I was more selfish, I was more concerned with my own well-being in the short term. Instead, I was more concerned with everyone else's well-being in the long term here, which is why I noticed that I planned a lot for my future, and that I started implementing the plans and seeing the plans through. For example, I had more focus, meaning that I could work for longer hours. And I didn't pedestalize women because I realised that there was no future. There's no future in doing stuff like that. I'm often someone who daydreams a lot, and I noticed that my daydreams were a lot deeper, my imagination was richer. I would think of these ideas for songs and stage performances and the like, and they were all well-rounded, filled out, and you could see the whole performance. It was like my whole life was a theatrical production, my whole life was a stage, and I could do whatever I wanted to. I could get all of the props I wanted to and prop them up all over the stage. And I could get actors there, I could get family members, I could speak to random people on the street. Today I was on my run, I had a runny nose, my nose was running with me, and I went up to a woman, an elderly lady, and I asked her for a tissue. And she gave me a tissue, and I thought nothing of it. Usually I'd be anxious to ask people for tissues. That's how my personality changed on NoFap. Overall, I felt cleaner than I would have done if I hadn't have done that. I noticed that I actually cleaned up after myself. That there's still little bits of shit around me, but I would straighten that up more. And my bedroom is half tidy. My bedroom is half clean. It's cleaner than it would have been. And it inspired other people. My dad cleaned up after himself as well. And it's amazing to see that. Walking down the street on day 34, I noticed that people were waving at me. I was like a hero, I was like a champion in these hard times. I became like Superman. My face was the Superman S. My face was the symbol of hope. I wouldn't be too concerned with relapsing this time, because 35-1 is a great ratio, and that's going to increase. Say if I go a 70-day streak, that's 105-2, and the ratio is going to increase like that, because there will be relapses in the future. Rob Alford, the singer of Judas Priest, has been free off of drugs and alcohol for 34 years. However, he said that he doesn't know if he's going to be off of drugs and alcohol for the rest of his life. He's 71 this year. There's always a potentiality for failure, there's always a potentiality for relapses. You just gotta get back up after that and keep going and keep moving forward. It's like what Shia LaBeouf said, just do it. And this will be a wrap for today. See you next time on day 1. Bye.